of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. All right, welcome to the End of the World broadcast. I'm your host, Daniel Cantilla, from a 2017 Honda Odyssey. This is Sweet Berry World. Holy mackerel. It's the end of the world, guys, and we're going to talk all about the end. I think this is going to be my new thing, where we just digest all of the end of the world type of things in my own special way. So, this is going to be like a news broadcast that is all news off the top of, like, that I have a vague understanding about. And that'll be my disclaimer. I don't know, I heard some. Rumor has it. How about that? Rumor has it. Everything I say is speculation or really vague. You know how your dad knows a lot of stuff, but he can't be really specific about it? That's what this is going to be. I know a lot of stuff. I've heard a lot of things, but I don't really have all the facts. So take it with a grain of salt. Here we go. Let's get into it. Top headline. Earthquakes are happening all up and down the Pacific, especially from like Russia down to like New Zealand. Like that area is super earthquakey. But we've not been getting an adequate amount of earthquakes on our west coast of the United States. Where are all the earthquakes on this side of the Pacific? They're just getting them over there. So that probably means the big one is going to strike on the coast of North America or South America. So I don't know. I mean, it'll probably be okay, but you never know, right? So there's that. Then we got the poles shifting. There's some weird stuff happening with the poles. Like the North Pole is moving north into Siberia, and the equator's moving, and the Earth is like doing some funny spinning stuff, and it's getting all wobbly. What's that all about? That can't be good. Some people say that we're going to get a big old ice age. Some people say that there's global warming. I don't know. A lot of issues out there. All I know is I don't know how to solve any of it personally. It would take such a monumental effort, like, from every single human being on Earth. Because imagine this. If everybody in the United States fights for, a healthy planet, then, what about the other 200 countries? Like, everybody's got to be working together. But that's almost impossible because of a little thing I like to call money. And to get money, you have to sell stuff or invent stuff or steal stuff. Like there's only so many ways to get money. And so there's always going to be people out there stealing, and like countries stealing from other countries and people stealing from other people. And so you're never going to get like everybody working together. So let's say 1/3 of the earth is people who steal, either countries or individuals or whatever. It's always going to be that way. And maybe that's a little high. Maybe that's high. But let's just throw all the people that are really sad and depressed and angry towards other people in that group of stealers. Like all the people who, you know, you walk into a room, you know who's gonna make your day a difficult day. It's gonna be the complainer. It's gonna be the person who doesn't like to work hard. Let's just say 1/3 of the earth is that. And it's probably higher. It's probably a higher number. But if the whole earth has to work together to save the planet, I mean, almost impossible. And okay, there's people who have like things wrong with their brain, either because of what they did or things out of their hands. You know, I'm not judging. People have disabilities, you know, and there's some great people who have disabilities who really rock it and like are significantly contributing towards the betterment of people. You know, it's not a one-size-fits-all basket here. There's people who steal, like Robin Hood, who can contribute in positive ways. I mean, it's complicated, you know? The earth is a complicated place. I need to put gas in my car. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that leaves like 2/3 tops of people on the planet that can make it better. But think about all the people who could make it better but are afraid to make it better. Maybe they're afraid of what people will think or like how much effort it's actually going to take. Maybe they got a lot of responsibilities. Maybe they have children. Maybe they got things going on. You know what I mean? So that takes like more people away from the solution. You know, you got 5 kids, you don't got time to save the planet. But wait a minute. Maybe you got to check your priorities at the mailbox. Proverbial bully. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. All I know is I got to put gas in my car. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to hold this thought, and I'm going to get some gas in the car. And this is part of the problem too. Hydrocarbons. But it's like, what are my options? I can't afford like a car that runs on water. They don't even sell those things. You know, and I live in a place where it gets cold. And if water was coming out of my tailpipes, it'd make the road icy. So then people would have to buy like tires that have like nails, and we wouldn't have nicely paved roads anymore. So I mean, it's complicated, folks. It's complicated, and I don't purport to know how to fix it. It's just way too complicated. And I have been fighting all day, literally and metaphorically. I'm exhausted. I just got done with a 10-hour shift where I had to punch and kick and learn all these amazing techniques, and I'm exhausted. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a little break, get some gas in this beast, even though it's part of the problem. But what is the solution, guys? What is the solution to this problem of putting gasoline in vehicles so you can get from point A to point B? If I don't put gas in it, I will lose my job, and then I'll have to sell my house. So there's lots of problems. All right, we got gasoline. We got gasoline. Now, it's time to take off. All right, so, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the end of the world. People have been talking about the end of the world for a very, very long time. All right, think about this. World War II. You would think it was the end of the world during World War II. Like, you didn't know what shoe was gonna drop next, right? It was like Japan, then it was Russia, and it was like Germany. I mean, I'm not a historian, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty wild back then. Like, you would think it would have been the end of the world, right? And then think about all of the stuff back in the old days, like the Black Plague or whatever, the Black Death, and then what about the what was that guy's name? Alexander the Great, and that guy from Mongolia that conquered, like, oh my gosh, I just sneezed. Holy cow, forgive me for my dad sneeze. That was, I am lucky my eyeballs didn't just pop out of my head. That was rough. I think I forgot what I was talking about after that. But yeah, it's always been the end of the world because there's always something going on. People are like, oh, COVID, it was a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. The only thing big about it is that it disrupted economies. And, like, the world runs on money more than ever before in its history. More than, like, the plague or the pandemic that happened in the early 1900s. I mean, even in the early 1900s, there's still a lot of people that were like farmers and stuff. And it's like, you know, people traded stuff still and all that. Nowadays, it's all like based on money and handing money to people. And there's still some people, there's still like Amish and stuff. They probably weren't affected as much. But, you know, it's like, it's different, right? And so everybody's like, oh, it's the end of the world. That was a cakewalk. You know? Oh, you had to wear a mask for like 6 months? Yeah, that was not fun. But it wasn't the end of the world, you know? I don't know. I think the jury's out on whether or not it's the end of the world. I think our environment is like the key. It's like making sure there's enough oxygen to breathe, and making sure that there's like animals that can do all the dirty work that people shouldn't have to do, because there's animals that do that, like pollinating, right? Like, we can't keep spraying pesticide on fields so farmers can get rich with corn beans and soybeans and corn. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm getting my words all twisted here. But they're spreading glyphosate so they can get a good crop. And the only reason they're doing that is like because this company's like, oh, you can be rich if you buy our product. But then you buy their product and then you got to buy their seed, because their seed isn't affected by the chemical spray. And it's like this whole thing. And it like pollutes the earth and the groundwater, and it kills like all the insects and then they have to bring in invasive insects to like